As I am sure you are all aware, the Power Rangers franchise is currently owned by Hasbro, and as they are reportedly cutting ties with Toei, the production company that provides the Super Sentai footage used in Power Rangers, this potentially means a huge change for the future of the franchise. In recent years, there have been hints that the franchise was headed in a different direction, ultimately abandoning the use of the Super Sentai footage altogether. The 2017 live-action film, Power Rangers, which used completely original footage, was meant to jumpstart a franchise, but mixed reception and low profits put a halt to those plans. A year later, Hasbro acquired the Power Rangers brand, signalling to fans perhaps a new chapter for the franchise was coming. But what exactly could this mean? Let's find out. Jonathan Entwistle, creator and director of The End of the World and the Netflix series I Am Not Okay With This, has been promoted from just directing the next Power Rangers movie to becoming the franchise's answer to Marvel. Entwistle has creative reign over the Power Rangers universe, one that will include a completely new TV series and movies. Everything these days has to have a cohesive, shared universe that expands across all mediums, movies, TV, animation, comic books, and more. Hasbro CEO Brian Goldner even confirmed in a recent interview that they may even make separate Power Rangers content for both adults and kids. This is an unbelievable opportunity to deliver new Power Rangers to both new and existing generations of awaiting and adoring fans, Entwistle said. We'll bring the spirit of analog into the future, harnessing the action and storytelling that made this brand a success. Power Rangers is now seemingly, though not confirmed, divorced from Super Sentai, the Japanese show it recycles the material from, and this is a pretty big deal. If Power Rangers does in fact move on from their Japanese roots, the new arrangement implies Hasbro, current owners of the Power Rangers, are investing into the franchise in a way that previous owners like Saban and Disney did not. This genuinely could eventually put Power Rangers in a position to compete with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So how has all this even come about? Well, back in 2018, Hasbro purchased the toy rights for Power Rangers from Bandai, using the same methods that it used for Star Wars and Marvel toys, a separate product line for adults and for kids. During this time, Haim Saban was continuing to produce the Power Rangers TV show, and the Boom Studios comic books were also being put out. But then just a few months later, Hasbro decided to buy the entire franchise, taking on the responsibility of the TV series, any future seasons it may have, as well as all future movies, comic books, games, and anything else related to Power Rangers. A big purchase indeed, costing them a whopping $522 million. Now, for the first time in a while, a company with very deep pockets is taking Power Rangers seriously. Yes, Saban did try and expand the universe with a movie reboot, but when that failed, we didn't get much more outside of the kids show and the comic books. Now, back last year, the Illuminati, I think it was, reported that Hasbro were planning on cutting ties with its Super Sentai counterpart. This meant that Hasbro can create completely original footage for Western audiences, and they wouldn't be restricted by existing footage. I don't know about you guys, but this sounds extremely exciting to me. The possibilities are endless. It does seem as though Dino Fury will be the last season of Power Rangers that follows the Sentai show, and from then on, it will all be original. Though it has been confirmed there will be 2 seasons of Dino Fury, which I feel may be a decision that was made to give them more time to work out this full shared universe. So who is the guy that's bringing this Power Rangers universe to life? Well, like I said, Jonathan Entwistle worked on End of the World, and I Am Not Okay With This. In both of these, Entwistle takes an ironic approach to teenagers that are experiencing big changes in their lives. Pretty similar to what Power Rangers is, really. But being ironic makes it seem like it's aimed more at a maturer audience, backing up their claims that they will have separate content for both kids and adult fans. So where exactly do I think Hasbro will go with this? There are plenty of directions they could take. Some of these are going to be my personal speculation, while others we know Hasbro will have a focus on going forward. And in my opinion, I think it would be beneficial for Hasbro to move on to an animated series going forward. Fans for years have now expressed interest in a Power Rangers animated series, and if the Boom Studios comics have proven anything, it's that these characters can have amazing storylines when they aren't being restricted by existing footage. Not just great stories, but great stories that again appeal to a wider audience, not just kids, and not just adults, but both. This is genuinely why I believe both Star Wars and the MCU have seen so much success. They have not limited their audience, it just appeals to everyone. They also could adapt certain storylines from the comics, such as Shattered Grid, to bring fans in. As we all know, that brought many fans, including myself, back to the Power Rangers fandom. It's also possible, not confirmed, that Hasbro could put a heavier focus on the comics once Power Rangers Dino Fury has concluded. However, similarly to the deal they currently have with Nickelodeon, the Power Rangers deal at Boom Studios will be running out in 2021, so there is a chance that Hasbro could choose to not continue the deal. But considering the success of the comics, I have a very hard time believing that Hasbro would want to stop the partnership with Boom. Now, according to rumours, Entwistle's movie reboot, which I would assume will be the launching platform for this new universe, may revolve around the Power Rangers travelling back through time to the 1990s. The film will likely then capitalise on 90s nostalgia and go back to its cheery and campy roots, departing from the more serious tone that Saban went with for the 2017 film. Additionally, now that Hasbro has bought out the entire Power Rangers brand, it is expected that the company will also make an aggressive push into the toys and merchandise market, where it has already seen huge success. This is something that really gets me excited. Fingers crossed for more helmets. Now, there is no doubt a franchise as rich as Power Rangers has the potential to expand. Across movies, comics, TV series, video games, and action figures, the world of Power Rangers is vast. And with adult fans as well as new generations of kids coming up every few years, there's an audience for a range of content. Hasbro seems to be addressing the reboot very, very seriously, reinventing the franchise in a major way. How do you guys feel about this? Which part are you most excited about? A new movie? Original unrestricted TV shows? Perhaps even an animated show? Or a bigger push with the toy line? Be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Also, is this the direction you wanted to see Power Rangers go in? Or did you have something different in mind? Let's discuss. Thank you all so much for watching, may the power protect you, and I will see you next time on The Sixth Ranger.